Greetings, fellow dwarves. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Dwarf Fortress, Taming the Wilds, episode 18, Tidy Town. We had voted that I would work on beautification projects, but then the game crashed and sent me back a little, so that's still TBD. Although the dining room's really nice. And some people are getting a kick out of being in a legendary dining room regularly. That definitely has its perks. There we go. Now for the channeling. Now the channeling's done, I can smooth it out. Make shields. Man, all you ever want is shields. You do realize I have to attack people eventually. My Baroness, I think this is the third time she's had me make shields for fun. Making sure that the smelters are active. That's not what I meant to do. There we go. Well, the range will get made again soon. Yoda's having fun back there, isn't he? I hear him bouncing all over the place. There we are. All of my yak leather. This is all I really care about. So, there's obviously a lot of goods that you can gain via trade. I just prefer to make my own arms and armor rather than buy them, so that my own craftsmen get better at crafting. Because otherwise you form a parasitic relationship with your trade partners if you don't kind of become self-reliant. So, always push for the self-reliance. Oh, Tusk is still here. There you go. Alright, back to squads. Part of me kind of wants... Did they get equipped? Let's see. Yeah, why are you... This is weird. Alright, I'm going to put them on duty and see what actual weapons they get. Have I been enjoying it? Yeah. It's definitely hard to learn on the fly, for sure, because there's so much sort of randomness that can happen in Dwarf Fortress. It's hard to predict, right? Like, you never really know what fun will beset you. Fun meaning, horribleness. So it's hard to plan for these as a result. Not that I'm really all that deterred Oh man, wow, we are set so far back that I still have yet to put chests and cabinets in here. Dang. That's a hard reset. But with that said, yeah, it's tricky to plan for, but it is definitely a lot of fun. So it's one of these games that I know there's so much more that I have yet to learn, but I enjoy the process. Mostly. Except for when it crashes. Make sure that the temples have been dedicated. Fortresses, metal, death, beauty, and sun. Good. Yes, it has. Did I release dogs in this version? I haven't. But it's actually fine for them to be cooped up like that. They're not going to die or anything. So I'll just leave them in there. No, I'd rather have them released, I think. I'm going to pull that lever. I'd rather have them released because, in the case of an attack, this lever's kind of hard to get to if I get attacked on the overland. Bring me donkey leather. You want splints and quivers. So oh no, the channels aren't done. Almost done. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Marking down where not to go. It's a very short range. Doesn't actually, I don't think it matters how many shots you shoot. Doesn't matter your hits, so it doesn't really matter what the range is as long as it's greater than 1, I think. We'll get that set up. Human crossbow is running from us. Do we have our... No, our iron dwarves are not in uniform. That's unfortunate. And these guys won't pick up bolts. Let me try to schedule them for training and see if they'll do that like that way. And I'll schedule the iron dwarves for constant training as well and have them gear up. So if that's the case, let's set up an archery range here. Shoot from left to right. And allow this to be used by the 10 glows. And then here is our training barracks. Used by the iron dwarves. Well, if it works, I'll be happy. It will make the whole resetting of the game better. Oh! Happy Little Tree just became a countess. So as a result, her needs for a throne room, bedroom, dining room, and tomb have gone up to a great dining room, a mausoleum, a fine dining room, and a fine tomb. Meaning that this is not good enough for her now. Unfortunately, I had designed this as a barony, and I'm going to have to adjust accordingly. By either decorating it or sprucing up some other method. I'm going to reset the uniform and hopefully that works. She needs happy little accommodations. Sounds like statue time. It could be statue time. It depends on the cost of the statue. Some of these statues are pretty worthless. Like value 25. Value 25. I mean, these are 36. 43. This isn't going to move the needle much. The other way is to wait for commissioned artifacts and to adorn it with artifacts. That works out pretty well too. And you want me to make more shields. My goodness. Fine, I guess. Armor. Let's not make the shields out of steel anymore, because I'm kind of tired of that. Bars. I actually don't have a lot of copper. Could do iron shields, I guess. There, 2 iron shields. The other thing I can think of... Oh, you know what? I think I know what's going on. Yeah. So the 2 Marks dwarves were set up as hunters, which can screw up their uniform. The last Marks dwarf isn't, though, so that doesn't really explain. But that actually explains why the last Marks dwarf, the bow person, was the only one going to get bolts before, or arrows in this case, before. Alright, get training, guys. So, I mentioned this prior a few times, but miners use mining picks, tree cutters use axes, and hunters use ranged weapons, and it has like a sort of a hidden uniform, and as a result, you find yourself in a situation where like they won't properly equip themselves, and I think that might have been the case, but still, they're not picking up bolts. Yet. My patience grows thin. Whereas the other dwarves are absolutely training right now. They're doing a combat drill. All right. Well, you guys have been good, so you guys get to go off duty now. Whereas these Marks dwarves here, I'll whip them into shape eventually. Do they need a quiver? They do not. No. They have a quiver. If you take a look at their details here, they got, well, that's a bad example. They've got their ranged weapon. They've got their quiver. They just refuse to pick up bolts, despite the fact that I have bolts. As you can see, I have 125 in this case. No, well, those don't count. I'll try to craft some new ones. Yeah, that's a good potential problem that we've got. For that, I need to clear out some of this already smithing queue. So, here we go. Weapons, iron, bolts, repeat. And I'll have to remind myself to take that off a repeat because I don't want thousands of bolts. Bolts are actually worth a pretty considerable amount in Dwarf Fortress, so if you make a ton of bolts, you end up with just a lot of wealth that you have to fire downrange. Just double checking on some of the fussiest. See if there's much to be done. There's not that much to be done right now about them. So the range is complete. Bolts are getting made. Marks dwarves have been buggy for a long time. Yes. Agreed. I have gotten this to work for myself, not streaming, but, you know, of course, streaming luck and all, it completely falls apart as soon as I stream it. In fact, my Marks dwarves, one at least right now, is just like singing and drunk in the tavern. I don't know about the other ones, but that's at least one of them. Let's see where Adel is. Oh, you're socializing in the... Yeah, okay. They're totally working. Lazy. I'm gonna send them out to go fight something way stronger than they are. Get them to get slapped around a little bit. Maybe we'd be good for them. Let's see what happens if I tell them to go kill a panda. They'll just probably punch it with the crossbow. That'd be my expectation here. At least they're moving towards the panda that I had them queued up to go attack. But yeah, they're just gonna punch this panda with their crossbows. Crossbows are like blunt weapons as well. It's one of the reasons why when you have a ranged squad, you shouldn't assign them a regular training barracks, because what they'll end up doing in that regular training barracks is they'll just punch with their crossbows and train the wrong skill. No, these idiots are absolutely not messing with this red panda. Red panda is completely unmolested at the moment. No, that's not true. Kel's doing something? What are you doing, Kel? You are sleeping. Oh, never mind. I was about to give you credit, but you don't deserve it. So Adol's sleep. Maybe they're all just, it's all time to sleep. I'll keep an eye on it. So some extra bolts did get made. And they have them equipped. They're holding them. The archer is not. I'm going to force him to use a crossbow. Because otherwise, I'm not making arrows. So he'll have to use a crossbow. But hypothetically, they are... Yeah, 25 bolts, crossbow. Yeah, I think it's working now. So instead of killing that red panda sow, let's go concentrate. And there we go! There! Finally! A bolt is fired. It only took me like an hour. But there we go. An iron bolt being fired at a target. And they are practicing archery. Dear Lord, that was a struggle. There's both of them. So the important things is set up places where not to stand. And then set up a channel where people can go to recover. So you can see that there's like tons and tons and tons of bolts already getting fired here. But we can recover them without getting shot at. Duck and weave! There. Allowing these guys to become better marks dwarves, which is really, really good. Let's check up on... oh, Tekud, you got screwed up. Alright, in order to fix Tekud, go to bows, lock the bronze bow. In fact, smelt the bronze bow and lock it. Lock the iron bow as well. No, that's junk. So that Tekud gets a bow on. Come on, Tekud. Don't you dare pick up a bow, or I'll mark you as an elf and execute you. I'll shove you into magma. I'll make some extra bows as well. So let's go back to the bone crossbows. I don't care what kind of bone we use. But I'm also going to set up a Boyer job. And Zero, thank you for the resub. All 41 months of it. Now, I usually lurk in your stream as you play Dwarf Fortress struggle bussing, but oh, how the tables have turned. Crossbow making? Done. So he'll make 4 bone crossbows. Because Tekid here has not managed to pick one up. What is he doing? Let's make sure that he's actually trying to do that. No activity. I'm going to kick him out. And then add him back. And let's give him the job description of a Mark's Dwarf, so he's set up correctly. Now the big question is the equipment bugged as a result of me messing with his equipment? Quite possibly. But I do have a moosebone crossbow sitting right here. I can see it. So there is a weapon available for him to grab. I just need him to grab it. Let's follow him around and stalk him, make sure he's doing something. So schedule, let's get him ready. Come on, dude. Unfortunately, oh, yep, there he goes. He's grabbing the moosebone crossbow, perfect. I don't know where the other crossbows are, but clearly they're not, like, somewhere readily available. Yeah, okay, they're I don't know why it count. They're not mine. They're owned by mercenaries that are in my tavern. All right. All 3 of them now. They're missing armor. Obviously, they're missing helmets and gloves. So, what's weird is my Q2, my work orders aren't triggering. So leather helmet, if it's less than 2, not satisfied. Oh, but these aren't helms. These aren't specific leather helms. So, material... yeah, I see the problem, because it's competing with the leather armor. No, that doesn't work. How to make this work? So the problem is I have steel helmets, and it's counting the steel helmets so that I don't have to make leather helmets. So I need to be able to specify that it's leather, but then I have to specify this specific type of leather, which is a level that I don't want. Adjective leather items? Does that work? Maybe. We'll see. I'll have to tinker with this. This is kind of annoying. Helms. So, leather helms. Okay, I think I got it. So if leather helms is less than 2 and tan hides is greater than 10, make 1. And let's see if that verifies for the next day. Dwarf Fortress. How much time is fighting against the game versus the scenario? Oh, speaking of which, don't crash. You know, just in case, because I'm a little worried. I wouldn't want to have to do this a 3rd time. I would have a very not Fey mood. I would go flip a brimstone statue over. All however many tons it is. How heavy are those things? 124R. That's heavy. Like, steel breastplate, for reference, is 16R. So it's like 10 steel breastplates. Man, how do they flip those things? How do they even build them in the first place? I have no idea. So the jeweler is making some rough turquoise something or another. Unfortunately, it's rough gems that they're using, not, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. All right, so did the leather... Yes, the leather helm is verified. Okay, good. So let's correct the other ones now, too. So this is adjective leather. And that's leather boots. And then this will be... The leather trousers are already leather. Leather leggings is already leather. Leather armor is already leather. Okay. Someone's dying or something. I don't know what's going on. What is going on here? Are we just brawling each... Oh, I think Mistim is throwing a tantrum. Yep. And everyone's beating up Mistim as a result. We definitely didn't miss him. We sent him straight to the hospital. Those hits connected. Oh, good. Look at this brawl. He managed to punch it like everybody. Is the doctor that we have hurt? Ficod, are you hurt? Because if you're hurt, I'll have to assign another doctor. No, Ficod's diagnosing patient. I just saw him as that was his current priority. Did it mention a cave-in during that brawl? I don't think I had a cave-in. Like, if I did, it was old. Because this is a long log. I don't think any... No one died, and I haven't been mining anywhere, so cave-ins would be really unusual. You made a turquoise... Ooh. Oh. Oh la, ooh la la. So... A turquoise door, for those that do not know, doors, artifact doors, can't be destroyed. So I am going to incorporate this door into the mines, just because I don't have a mine bridge at the moment. And this will allow me to lock the mines down if I need to. My lord, everybody ended up in the hospital. How many people did he punch? Yeah, he even punched a child. Oh, boy. He's a real mensch. Oh, yeah. So this is the Udar Fakash Bothon Balad Nakgol. Man, someone really likes to toot his own horn with big old names as if it's somehow more important. Just because it's polysyllabic doesn't mean it's more important, although I'm sure it's worth a lot. Oh, yeah, Dakan, Adel's name should be changed back. True. Hence, from the crash. Now that I've renamed you, I'm sure you'll crash again. So there's a lot. Whoa, what happened? God, these brawls. So there's the door, the turquoise door. Very, very fancy and pretty. And then let's lock it. So this is the mine door lever. And then when we link it, what's going to happen is it's actually going to lock the door closed. So then I have to pull the lever once it's linked to open the door. And then the door can only be operated manually. So if I ever want to, if there's ever something scary in the caverns below, I can pull this lever and that door slams shut and the door cannot be destroyed. And actually, nobody can enter the fortress as a result. Because that door is invulnerable. There we go. So now the door's locked open. I pulled the lever. And we have some cavern security. Nice. That was a lucky inspiration there. Alright, does look like has been sutured. Looks like most of our hospital visitors are being tended to. Their wrist is in traction. That's our legendary weaponsmith? That's just rude. Oh, good, and we have another tantrum. Oh, yeah. When things go wrong. Get my angry dwarves all liquored up and punching each other. Can a door have multiple levers? I think so, yeah. And a lever can have multiple connections as well. Works both ways. Gotta love mass mood spirals. Most of these mood spirals aren't too bad, but they're the same people. Be with friends, be with family, with someone that has a few friends, I guess. Martial training. What are the other moods? Pray. And fight and argue, which, as you can see, probably has caused more issues. But with any luck, the dwarves are slowly getting outfitted. Don't have the gloves yet. I actually don't have a queue for gloves, so that would explain it. Let me get the leather gloves in here now. Make 1. When gloves is less than 2, adjective is leather. Apparently, that is not... Wait, what? Not satisfied for next check. So I already have leather gloves and they're just refusing to wear them. Oh yeah. No, those are silk. Wool. Tiger shark. But that's on someone else. I really wish it wouldn't show stocks of visitors. I find that to be somewhat annoying and totally worthless, like, information. I don't need to know that, like, a person who's a guest in my tavern has leather gloves that is somehow, like, counting. Maybe, like, a checkbox, like, only count owned items. I don't know how to do it, but definitely need to display that a little bit better. So, in terms of leather gloves, there is a whole bunch. They're probably all currently being worn, I'd imagine. Murder the visitors for my gloves. Are you, Tekid? Are you, I don't see you holding a crossbow. I see it that you have one, but it looks like he's shooting bolts out of his butt. That's going to be my headcanon. I'm pretty sure he was butt bolting. I didn't see a weapon in his hands. But they're formally training now. There's also an opportunity. So for the other squad, I'm going to have them train as well. And then for any of the people that are really, really fussy and they want martial training, I'm going to have them do that. So Doran is going to go join them. And I've done this before, and unfortunately it didn't really have much of an effect, but I'll try it again. So Doran, go train with them. Ooh, I have native platinum that I hadn't smelt. I'm just getting some more smelting in. So the last project was beautification, and I know I don't have a lot of time. So I think one way to beautify would be this. So there's a lot of random items like these stone parts and whatnot, and I don't really want to put them in my general stockpile because then it will completely fill up my general stockpile and sort of choke the production queue. So what I'm going to do instead is at the level of the trench, the deepest trench for the perimeter, I'm going to mine out an area here to store stone. And I'm going to be specific about the types of stone just to clean up the main stockpile. Once my miners get... there they go. And then this has the added bonus of mining up dolomite, which is a flux stone. I was leaving alone, like in the start of the game, when I went down all the way into the crypts for the limestone, and marble was down there as well. I was doing that on purpose. I knew that dolomite was a flux stone, but I didn't want to disturb elevation 39, 40, 38 levels in case I ever wanted to build there. Because I prefer leaving the minimap the way it is. Like, as you can see, it's really clean. The way I've laid everything out and not dug into it for resources. And it just makes it a lot easier for me to identify structures on the minimap because I haven't excavated everywhere. So that's why I was leaving the dolomite alone on this. Oh, unfortunately, it's mostly gypsum, which doesn't solve a lot of problems, but whatever. Wouldn't fixing the Countess rooms count as beautification? Yeah, I guess. Let's add armor stand, weapon rack, and chest, at least. That's one of the things she's asking for. So... weapon rack, armor stand, and coffer. I'll add 2 coffers. Oh, Mistim's back in a depression. How unique. So here is going to be stone stockpile, but it's going to be very customized, where I'm only going to put the stones in that I want to have hidden that are sort of cluttered around the base. So for the most part, that would be microcline, cinnabar, and shale. So that's the only stones I'm going to put in there for now. And then if there's other stones that end up ugly and are around the base, I'll fix it. And then the other thing about this stockpile is, unlike other ones, this one would benefit from wheelbarrows, because hauling stones by hand sucks. It's very slow, because it's very heavy, unless you're strong and fast. So I'll have it allowed up to 10 wheelbarrows. How many wheelbarrows do I even own? I have owned like 20, so it should be fun. But that will allow us to tidy up all the stone that's laying around, which is something that I've heard a lot of people ask for. Oh, it also looks like Marscarite I need to move. And then the ores here, I'll just start smelting. The tetrahydrate and coal, I'll just smelt down. So let's get the tetra. And the added bonus to that is things will start to look pretty. I don't have a place for bone at the moment, so let's put bone down here. Wait, what is bone? Is that... I forget what, refuse? Yeah, bones and skulls. Because sometimes you need bones and skulls for strange moods, so throwing them all out can be a bit of a problem. Okay, my iron dwarves are going off duty. And Doran, you're getting kicked from the squad. I hope it cheered you up. I'm sure it hasn't. But at least it didn't even meet your martial trainings. Oh, whatever. Here. Put schedule ready. And put him back. I'm going to go make him, like, fight panda bears and moose or something. I don't know. I'll figure out some sort of suitable punishment. So let's put the Marsk right in here. And then for metal ores, I don't know why. Is my ore... I think my ore stockpile is just simply full. Yeah, it's all tetrahydrite and some limonite. So we just don't have room for it. So let me start smelting the limonite so that we can clean up the ores that are laying around here. But after a little bit of hauling work, we should have most of the colony tidied up, I think. So I'll update my project here. Beautify. Just simple beautify. This dining room used to be full of shale, so you can already see a lot of this hauling of the stone has played a really positive role. I might have some bauxite. No, it's mostly cinnabar. Coal, tetrahydrite. Yep. So I'll have this all tidied up pretty soon. I'll just keep expanding the stockpile. I also could store dolomite in here as well. It's a flux stone, but it's what's naturally occurring here. So I'll add dolomite and gypsum. Because most of the rock here is dolomite and gypsum. And in my overflow stockpile, which is here, it's getting pretty full of gypsum, as you can see. There's not really space for more gypsum. Down here, I also want wool. I think I just need to spin it at the farm. Oh, it's already a task. Milk, spin, thread. Yep. The other way to hide stone, like if you want it to look pretty, is you can actually just hide it. You know, just make it hidden from you, and then you don't need to look at it. Even though it's physically there, it won't really, as you can see, I could just make it hocus pocus disappear. I think it makes sense in my case to actually physically haul it away, rather than just like out of sight, out of mind it. But you can go that route if you want to. It's viable. It's weird that the game allows you to do that, but you know, you could just be like, all right, don't show me this rock, don't show me this rock, or this rock, or this rock, and then poof, they're gone, right? So if you really care about the aesthetics, but you are too lazy to actually do the hauling, there is a solution for you, strangely enough. And yeah, you can see all the wheelbarrows move things around. So wheelbarrows hold, what, like a fifth of what a minecart can hold, but they can go up and down stairs and don't require pre-designed tracks. So there's some benefits to wheelbarrows that that obviously mining carts don't have, where it doesn't require the large amount of setup of like predetermined tracks. Which is kind of nice. The other thing I'm going to do is once we have the general floor of the the initial colony set up, I'm going to not allow stones in this stockpile anymore. This is basically just temporary storage. And this is a way to tidy up. And then once we're done with the stones, another one that I could do is wood, because there's so much wood just like strewn about the map here, because I want a little crazy and cut it all down. So then we can also start to stock wood in here. And the reason I went down to the dolomite layer is also because I didn't want to have to deal with the sand layers getting grasses and the like. That can be useful. It's actually a tactic if you find yourself difficult. If you find it difficult to feed yourself, you can mine out like large caverns in the sand levels if you have sand or loam levels. And what will happen is the cavern plants, once you tap into the cavern, will start to grow there, so that you'll end up with like random dimple cups and plump helmets and you can harvest them whenever you're hungry or needing fabrics or dyes or whatever. So that's an interesting strategy that I've seen employed. All right, so let's see if beautification has worked. There's a little bit. Oh, that's a platinum nugget. Let's smelt that. But yeah, most of what's laying about has been tidied up. There's not a lot of stone strewn about. There is some tetrahydrite that I don't have room for. But most of everything else is sorted and cleaned. As you can see, there's only one shale left in the dining room, 0 in the tavern. And I'll try to get as much of the tetrahydrite out of the way as well. Only one Marscarite left. So I think what I'll do, just to make it look tidy, is to put the tet here. I think I've already done... Let's see. There. And that way we can tidy up a little bit better. Oh, and maybe limonite as well. Happen to have a bunch of limonite too. And this is just purely for the aesthetics, but that's what you guys voted on. So other than the stray random item, like a bucket here or a glove there, most of everything is nice and tidy. Which looks pretty different. We even have Tekud training. He's up to novice now. He started off at 0. He was a blacksmith, and I literally picked him out of nothing. So he's trained up a little bit. They're not amazing, but they're working on it. The armor stands, weapon racks, cabinets, and chests have been met for our countess, but not the quality of the room. I'm not too concerned about the quality of the room. I mean, whatever. Their royals can gripe all they want. They're royals. That's what they do. They're never happy. What is satin spar? There it is. It's is that a powder? It must be a powder. Looks like powder, so it must be powder rock. So I'll include that in the stockpile too. And I'll count it done once the limonite and tetrahydrite is hauled away, and we're almost at that point. Some of the people are actually, well, no, it doesn't help. I forgot that we have a cavern full of limonite and tetrahydrite, so guys are coming down here to clean up. If I didn't want that to be the case, all I would have to do is pull this lever or set up a burrow. Both would work. But if I pull this lever and lock this door closed, any dwarf that's stuck behind this door obviously is going to be a little pissed off, like this child. Oh, good. I locked a child into the cavern and made them play make-believe. That works for me. But then that will shut all of the tetrahydrite and limonite that is in that cavern from being tidied up, resulting in the tidying up of the metals that are strewn about our temple and our barracks. So you can see them cleaning that up now. So I'll unlock this door in just a minute once the main floor of our colony is clean. And if trolls want to take that child, you know, we'll be down a child. It's actually a strategy that a lot of people employ, is burrowing their children near the edge of the map so that kobolds and goblins can kidnap children so they don't have to take care of the children. I haven't been doing that. I did expel a few early game when I didn't want to be overwhelmed by children, but since then I've allowed them to exist without expelling them. I can blame the elves for my wood overflow? Ah, true, yeah. I knew that they were going to impose some arbitrary, leave our trees alone requirement, so I cut a bunch of trees ahead of time, knowing that I would want the lumber. And now I have lumber for like years. The reason to do that is eventually you can set yourself up with magma forges and magma furnaces to be able to use magma, which is way down in the elevation layers, to be able to smith and smelt. But that takes a while. You can mine street for it, but the logistics of it is a little complicated because either you have to bring the ore down there or the bars down there or bring the magma to you, which is also possible. But either way, it's not something that you're going to be able to do quickly, not unless you're really good at the game. Which means that it helps to have either an abundance of bitu coal, lignite, or wood as fuel for your metals. So I went and cut down a whole bunch of trees because I live in a biome that's full of trees, as you can see. I mean, there's hundreds of trees. There's actually so many trees that I kind of worry that trade caravans won't be able to visit me because they won't find a path to get there. But yeah, maybe at some future point, we'll design a pump stack for magma and raise the magma up to our crafting districts. And, and that's something that we could do. Dang, what happened to you? Did you fight a polar bear? The hell? Let's get them to stop training with weapons. Oh, no, they're not even training with weapons. I don't know what happened to them. I will say, however, I think this is the last piece of tetrahydrite that I want to haul away. We are just about tidy. There's a few things to be hauled to the dump here. Hooves and cartilage. Alright, so let's unlock the... as soon as we grab this tet, can someone go for that? I will unlock the caverns and let that 13-year-old back into society. Reminds me of that age-old, like, philosophical question of, like, would you lock one child in a closet so that everyone remains happy or whatever? I'm sure you've heard different variations of that. And I guess the answer to that question is yes, I would. As long as it's not my child. Alright, you're welcome back. Let's see, how upset are you down here? Where'd you even go? Did you, like, vanish into a puff of webs and smoke? I actually don't know where she is. Oh, no, there she is. Yeah, and she's thirsty. Any longer and, could have been bad. I deprived her of her booze. Oh, what the heck? What? Did my guinea hen die of old age? How has no one gone into the pen, into the chicken coop, and realized that the guinea hen had died? Did this hen peck it to death? Like, what happened here? They got hurt, actually. Maybe the guinea hen went crazy. Because I see she was afraid after experiencing trauma, and the guinea hen is dead. Maybe they fought to death. I have no idea. But it is official. I have tidied up. So let's kill this stockpile for now, because I don't really need it. Now that we're nice and tidied on the main floor, as you can see. Thank you for tuning in to Dwarf Fortress Taming the Wilds, which originally streamed live on Twitch, January 10th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rodamont.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or upcoming stream. Farewell.